Hello, everyone, and long time no see. Sorry, I have been crazy busy, and maybe a little too busy. I think I may have found my plateau. It's been a little bit wacky in my world. Productive, though, and I love productive. So, let's see, where do I start? So much has happened. As all of you know, I am a disability rights advocate, and the joke is that I can't leave my house. As soon as I leave my house, I start working. And it's totally true. Totally true. Because as soon as I leave my door and, I go out there and start dealing with other people, okay, you gotta move that. You gotta move this. Okay, I'm sorry, your washroom door is on wrong. You have to fix this. And okay, good. And then I have to go talk to the city, go talk to the city council, go talk to the chairman of that commission or that committee, go talk to the mayor, go talk to that corporation, talk to this manager, speak to a supervisor, and where do you stop? I think the hardest thing about my job is knowing when to stop, because I don't. I'm exhausted. Sorry for my appearances, by the way. Now, other than just being a regular disability rights advocate, where I go out there and go in the community and try to help people where I can, or help larger scale things where I can, make larger scale differences, I also work for an organization where I help individuals. And I have to say, I love it. I love the job. And once again, the hardest part of the job is knowing when to stop, or if to stop, or if I can stop. There are a lot of nice platitudes out there, and cliches, and sayings, and whatnot, and they are all so much easier to repeat and recite. Things like, oh, you can't win them all, and you can't help everyone, and you can't do everything yourself, and blah, blah, blah. And those are all really nice and warm and cozy when you're not looking somebody in the face, and you're not making that eye contact, and you don't have a family in front of you going, where are we going to live? Or how are we going to eat? Or how am I going to function in the community with this disability? Today, I had to try to explain to a woman this sweet, dear woman who reminded me a lot of my grandmother. And I had to try to tell her that the statute of limitations on her concern in her case is really too far gone. And because I've done the research on her case. And she seemed to think it was a year ago. And it was actually in 2006. So I can't do anything. I wish I could. But 5 years? Really? And the place that did it has changed hands so many times and changed management, and there's nothing I can do. And that was really hard to tell her. And let's see, working with families who need accessible housing for kids that grew up a lot like me. For kids that are growing up right now with mobility issues and in wheelchairs and walkers and braces and canes, and it really brings back a lot of memories. And I always think to myself, I wish my parents had a resource like I'm trying to be, but we didn't know of anything or anything like that, so it's a lot different. And I want to be there for people so that they have an easier time of it than I did. I guess that's a good thing. Not everyone should learn the hard way. If you don't have to, don't. Other than that, I've had a lot of little wins lately. I've worked with a couple corporations. I'm actually working on an issue right now of, religious discrimination. Because technically what I do is not just disability rights. I also do LGBTQ rights, and I am an out bisexual, and I'm very proud of it, and I'm not ashamed of it. And this is actually a religious case, so, I don't want to see it go to court and all that, because it's not going to do anyone any good. It's going to drag out for a long time, and it's going to cost money, and it's much better to just handle it, be done, move on. And it's a human rights thing, so that's technically my title. I was informed of that I am a human rights advocate. And as a human rights advocate, how do you really stop working? You can't. As long as there are humans who need rights, you're on call. You're on the clock. And you're probably not getting paid. Let me tell you, being on call and on the clock 24/7, no matter what you get paid, it really doesn't even have to be very good hourly rate. But it's worth it. It really is. Especially when you can work with, well, let's see, I'm working with a nonprofit organization in Toronto right now that had no idea about accessibility, and I'm going to be helping them with sensitivity issues and, rolling around in my little wheelchair. And let's see, other than work, let's stop talking about work. I actually haven't done anything other than work for weeks. So, shoes. I am getting a great pair of shoes. As you all know, that is one of my little passions. One of my little quirks. I love shoes. I picked out the perfect pair. And I'm going to be ordering them. And when I do, I will probably want to tell all of you. But they are silver and leather and stilettos with a really, really high stiletto. And I will give you a hint. They are the same designer as I'm wearing right now, that you can't see because they're down there. But they have red bottoms, red soles. And they're my second pair of said shoes. I've definitely learned that buying a bunch of little pairs of shoes that I hardly ever wear is totally not worth it. And it's much, much better to just save up and buy a really good pair. Because I get way more use out of them. And that's my little reward. For maybe not a job well done, but a job done. Or at least a job well started. You decide. Maybe it's a job well started, and I'll take it. So I think I am going to go and try to unwind and watch a movie and not advocate for anything. And I'm going to pet my cat. I have a new cat. If any of you saw my video, she's ridiculous. And she just got her cone off, actually, so she's enjoying her freedom. I don't know where she is, but she's off running around. She's my little comfort kitty. She helps a lot. It's nice. She's cute, and she's soft, and she's really smart, which I like. I don't like stupid animals. And that goes for the two-legged kind, too, or the four-wheeled kind, as it were. So, I'm going to bid you all adieu, and I may or may not speak to you all before Valentine's Day, and if I don't, have a very, very sexy, sassy, wonderful, sensual Valentine's Day. It's a great holiday, so no matter with who you're with or what you're doing, enjoy it. Make it as sexy and sensual as you can. Enjoy a little romance, a little passion, and maybe a little naughty. So with that, I'm going to sign off and remind you all, Valentine's Day or any other day, stay sexy.